Today, I want to talk about emotional cheating. Sometimes people think that cheating only involves sleeping with someone else. No, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it involves more than that. That is, emotional cheating sometimes starts very small, as little as chatting at late at night with the opposite sex. You know, sharing some secrets you should only share with your spouse. Some of you even go as far as discussing your spouse with the opposite sex, maybe a colleague at your office or someone you met online. You start sharing secrets that should only be shared between you and your husband, telling them everything that happens in your home. Even if your husband or wife does something wrong, you go and share with such outsiders. You start confiding in them, you start relying on them, sometimes for validation, you know. Then sometimes you start depending on them for comfort. If your husband offends you at home, you go and tell them and they will comfort you. If your wife offends you at home, you go and confide in them and they will comfort you. Sometimes even take sides, sometimes abuse your wife or husband. You start gradually depending on them emotionally for comfort. Sometimes too, you may think that it is a harmless form. Of course, that's how it starts. A very harmless form. But before you know it, your heart has shifted outside your marriage to the point that even your wife or husband will start irritating you. If he or she touches you, you feel irritated. There's need to guide your emotional space. There's need. Very, very important. If you can't tell your husband about it, like if you have any relationship or friendship that you can't tell your husband about, then it's already bad. Granted, sometimes some spouses may contribute to this. For instance, if a woman is neglected, if her emotional needs, sometimes even physical needs are not met by her husband, there could be the temptation to start seeking that outside. Let me be specific. There are women that are not valued at home. Their husbands don't bother about her feelings. Sometimes their husband badmouths them, always saying only negative things to them, always pointing out their errors only. Then somewhere at the office, within the neighborhood, in the church, or anywhere, there's another man somewhere who is now appreciating her, telling her how intelligent she is, telling her how beautiful she is. Before you know it, the whole thing will start. She will start getting interested in such compliments. One thing will lead to another. As a matter of fact, this has led so many women into infidelity, and it usually starts very small. It also happens to men. There are men that are constantly criticized by their wives. Their wife never cares about their emotional needs as well, because they feel that men don't need to be emotionally, taken care of. The wife doesn't care. So, but somewhere, there's a woman or women who cares so much for them, who give them attention that they lack at home. And it usually starts as a very harmless form, just friendship. In fact, you see some people, even while in bed with their husband or wife, they are chatting someone else at later on. Some prefer to sleep in different bedrooms so that they can have time at night to chat, or throughout the night, sharing a whole lot of things. Some even share pictures of themselves, even some explicit pictures of themselves with the opposite sex. I want to advise you that it is not the right thing to do. Sit down together as a couple. If you feel neglected, tell your spouse about it. If you're a woman and you feel that your husband neglects you emotionally or doesn't pay attention to your needs, talk to him. Going to get someone that you'll be talking to outside is not the thing. Like I said, sometimes you don't even sleep with the person, but just that constantly chatting, sharing some secrets, sharing some even romantic words, endearing words that are reserved only for couples, even without sleeping with such people, you are cheating emotionally. I should avoid it because it is wrong. Because it starts that way, and sometimes one thing will lead to another. The real cheating physically will start. And once you start, it is difficult to stop. It has destroyed many marriages, and I don't want it to destroy yours. If this has appealed to you, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm rooting for you.